Good day, all of you. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Animal Classification. In this we have to complete the three main points, that is history of animal classification, then new method or system of animal classification, and kingdom Animalia. Now as we are starting with this topic, but this is the base of your ninth. I think so. The table which you are seeing or chart which you are seeing in front is of 9th standard. So you have to complete this chart, and this chart will start from living organism which is been classified into two cell system, that is prokaryotic cell system and eukaryotic cell system. Then prokaryotic is we are having only one type, that is kingdom Monera, and then eukaryotic is been divided into two system, that is unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Now this kingdom, this is the five kingdom you have to mention here, and that is your base of your ninth. Please complete that flow chart. This will be your homework. Now first of all we have to go for history of classification, and history of classification or the purpose of classification was that there were diverse variety of organism present on the earth, our planet, and due to which we cannot study all the organism with specific city, and for making the ease of their recognition we have to group them. So this classification criteria was there to group the same type of animals so that it will be easy to recognize them and to study their habitat or physiology. So this was the main purpose of classification of living organism. Now you must look varieties of animal, the same thing that I have given you, that is variety of animals. Some are terrestrial, some are aquatic, some are airborne, understood, and some crawl on land, some dig the holes in the land, some swim in water, some fly in air, and some are having scales on the skin, some are having feathers or hairs. So there are huge diversity of animals on the earth, and approximately they are 7 million. So it is impossible to study each and every organism, and for the easier of their study or understanding we have to classify them with the similarity and difference, and that's why the animal classification came into existence. Now as we go forward, the history of animal classification, how it been started, the time to time different scientists have tried to classify the animal. The Greek philosopher Aristotle was the first, that name you have to remember. He is the Aristotle is the first to perform the animal classification. Now what he have decided, the criteria for classification was according to the criteria like body size, habit and habitats. He have only focused on the three criteria while classifying the animal, that is all body size, similar body size animal were make in a one group, and with a common habitat, means habits means their eating habits, habitats means their shelter habitats, how they live, what they require, where they take shelters, likewise. Now further, as per the new development in size, reference were changed, and thereby beside astroloid artificial method, the criteria of animal classification too started. Steelot artificial method, the classification of animal classification to is the Steelot and Theophred Pini John Ray known or use this method. The method which Astrolot has followed was known as artificial method of classification, and this method of classification was also followed by John Piller, Theophrades and Roy. But later on, slowly, the new method of classification was come in existence, that was natural system of classification. And the means the first artificial system of classification were there, and later on natural system of classification was followed. Now according to the natural system of classification, it is based on the criteria like body organization, types of cell, chromosomes, biochemical properties, etc. Why the first method was artificial? Because the first method was only depend on three criteria, that was body size, habit and habitat, and which are external features. Understood? That's why it is known as artificial system of classification. But in natural system of classification, we have entered into the body cells, means how the body cell organization is there, accordingly the animal are classified. And that's why you can see that body organization, types of cell the organism is having, their chromosomes, their biochemical properties, means how the reactions are taking place inside that organism, means inside the cell of the organism, and likewise. And by the time system of classification based on evaluation was brought into practice, and it was used by Dobbs, Kanzi and Mayer. Now another method was slowly developed, and that was the method based on evaluation, means this is the third method which was evolved, and this method was used by Domsdansky and Mayer. And recently the new method we are using or propose the animal classification is traditional method of animal classification. Understood? Now the new method is there, in which we are following the traditional method of animal classification, and this method was developed by Charles Roos. He is the man who has proposed this new recent method of classification. So in detail we are going to study this method, that is traditional method of animal classification. Before that we should undergo once again the revision related with the benefits of animal classification, means this can be written under the question, what is the why the need of animal classification. The first of all, it help us to make a study of animal convenient. Understood? Means we don't have to study single animal, we can study the group of animal together. Then study of few animal from the group will help to understand about the entire animal group, means single animal we won't have to study. It gives the idea about animal evaluation, and also means from which organism it is being changed to which organism, means initially what type of animal were there, and slowly how it is been converted. Likewise we have some stories related to dinosaur, that today's lizards are the yesterday's dinosaurs. That means because their body structure or bone structure are matching, though the size is been reduced, but their body structure, their mouth structure, their jaw structure, all are resembling the dinosaur skeleton system. That we have some proof related to evaluation study, that is from fossil study. Likewise you will have some idea related to animal evaluation, as we have also discussed in previous chapter, like connecting links, what they were focusing, that how one variety is being converted into another, and there was the middle one which is connecting both the kingdom. Likewise that is the animal evaluation. An animal can easily be identified with greater accuracy. Definitely we can easily identify the animal nowadays. Means if somebody says the reptiles, then immediately you focus that they are the organism which are scouring or running or sticking on the walls. Understood? That is what it is been easier. Then it helps to understand the relationship of animal with other living organism. It helps to understand the habitat of each animal and its exact role in nature, means how they are living, where they will be found. It helps to understand the various adaptations shown by animals, why they requires the web-like claws like ducks, why they require the fins, why they are having a gills, why they are having scales on the body. These are nothing but these are adaptations. So why they require them and how they develop is being understood easily through the process of classification. Now, in short, this is a traditional classification method of animal classification, and in short, it is, I will discuss here that this, according to this method, the animals are classified into two broad groups, that is chordates and non-chordates. That means non-chordators and chordators. Understood? And first of all, non-chordates. What are their points? We will discuss here. Non-chordates means, chordate is what, first of all you should know what do you mean by chordates. Chordates are the hollow rod-like structure which is present, means likewise as we are having a backbones initially, but these backbones are not hollow. They are not hollow. They are having a mass between that thing. But initially it means it has some hollow structure like pipes. Understood? So the animal with that hollow pipelines, rod-like structure are chordates, and animals without that hollow structures, hollow rod-like structure are known as non-chordates. I think this is okay for today, and from next lecture we will go through the points related to the chordators and non-chordators.